Hmm. I love having these ladies come around throughout the year. Sabine Goerke-Shrode, she is an energy shifter. Shannon Sundberg, a hope dealer who does Reiki, who does, essential oils, but she really looks at the herbs and the healing. Very, very good herbalist along with her stuff too. You're going to get some great stories this hour. This is the second hour of the 4-hour Fresh Inspiration Show. In here, you're going to have a meditation that's a light body meditation, helping you welcome you in and really serving that I am good enough. Because that's what the theme is this month of August 2021 is I am good enough. Incredible. Then you have Shannon Sumberg, and she's going to speak about how she was feeling about herself while she was getting in vitro, trying to get pregnant, really not understanding why she couldn't get pregnant, didn't understand that there were some limiting thoughts about her intuition that she really wasn't thinking about. Why don't you tap into your intuition as you are going through this hour? Give yourself time to write in your journal, get insightful, and breathe in the good stuff. I get some time with you as an energy revitalizer, really speaking about my beginnings of truth, of knowing that health and wellness is not just about the food or the workout. What the mindset does, the thoughts that I have where I was not following my intuition, and the reason why I wasn't finding myself to be able to be there as this energy revitalizer is because I just felt small. So many times that I walk away from the health and wellness industry. I mean, I worked out since I was 14, but I didn't keep doing what I loved, which was watching the transformation, like what you get in this show. This hour is the second hour that we are at the Fresh Inspiration Show, inspiring about who is in it all the way, feeling it that I am good enough. This is the second hour of the 4-hour show, and I really talk about getting to your 4-year-old child. And I share a story about that and keep tethering it back to bringing it right there, curiosity and love for what you do. Have an insightful time for this 1 hour with the Fresh Inspiration Show. Sabine Goerke-Shrode, Shannon Sunberg, and Rhonda Liebig.
Fresh inspiration. Fresh inspiration. Fresh inspiration. Fresh inspiration.
Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Let's do it. Spiritual journey hour of I am good enough. The stars of the hour are Sabine Goerke-Shrode, Shannon Sundberg, me, Rhonda Liebig, as the Rhonda Liebig Health Coach here for you today. We are going to be in this hour helping bring up frequency and flow from opening. And we're going to have somebody who I've been loving on for years, Sabine Goerke-Shrode. She is a light body worker, spirit dance. She loves her vocals. You'll hear are in that spiritual sense when she speaks. She's someone who has dealt with a type of cancer. Her truth has really helped her hunker in deeper, and sometimes she talks about it. Doesn't have to today, but you out there in the Fresh Inspiration Show, bring all your experiences in so you can go wish. I have Sabine Goerke-Shrode in here for you. Sabina, welcome in, and I appreciate you being here, my friend. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here, and thank you for being here with all these wonderful women. Really excited about that. I am good enough. That's an interesting thought process because we talked about that earlier. We're not always allowing ourselves that. And where I come from, I work with energy. I help people learn how to work with their energies, how to raise their frequencies, their vibrations, and how to become authentically aligned with who they are. And much of it starts with mindset. We talked a little bit about that, how we talk to ourselves, recognizing words are energy, recognizing that how I talk to myself, how I use words. Have you ever started looking at just one word? I know there are words that I don't like. You mentioned my cancer story. Most people battle cancer. They fight it. They use military terms. When I went through that journey and I knew I had to really work to stay alive, that never, ever appealed to me. I looked into words and I created an affirmation for myself that was endlessly long, had a lot of white grubs going through my body, clearing all cancer cells and going into it. Reasons why I needed to live. I would never use the word need again nowadays, but then I did. And I had that affirmation and I used it every single day for years. And I still use it because it's sometimes I can just kind of check where am I on my cancer journey 20 years later. And I still clear with that. That's how we can work shifting our energy through the words we use, through not just mindset, but it is a mindset of constantly monitoring, checking, where am I, who am I, how do I speak, what do I say, how do I react to other people's words, do I take that energy in or not, do I want to take that energy in or not, because we have that choice over and over, minute to minute to minute. And this is where being present is so important, because if my mind is out here or back there, then I can't be who I really want to be. On a higher level, and this is really where my philosophy sits, we're souls. We're souls having an experience in this life. We chose this life because there are lessons in here that we want to learn. And I have ideas now what I'm supposed to learn in this life. I don't know if I totally live up to it yet, but I still have age, Cheryl. I still have probably, hopefully, a good 20, 30 years to live, and I will make use of that time. And we, as a soul, that is the vibration I bring in. Whether my physical being lives up to it or not is my choice. I can choose, you can choose to be living to your highest self, to be living in a high vibration, to bring light into your world every single day and then shine that out. Help other people around you react to it. I love working with crystals, and crystals do something fascinating. They entrain. We as humans, our energy goes all the time. If you watch yourself throughout the day, your emotions go, you never one emotion, you're constantly fluctuating. Crystals, on the other hand, have one stable vibration, each crystal a different one. So when you as a human being encounter a crystal, you will stabilize to that vibration, which is how crystal works, because you can find high vibrating crystals or calming crystals or stabilizing crystals or protecting, whatever it is you need or you want to work with. But it also goes towards how you interact with people, because we're constantly entraining with other people in our energies. And this is where the learning sits. Do I want to take on that energy? I know if you've worked with clients and you come out of a client session and go, oh God, I'm so drained. Because you took on their energy, you let that energy in, and then you, at the end of the session, no, that is not how I want to be. I want to be here because then I can help my client, my friend, my partner, my relationship rise their vibration. And that's the work I do, helping people become conscious of that so they can set the vibration. I know when I went to work way back when, before I retired, I walked in every morning telling myself, I am going to set the vibration of the room. I will make sure that everybody feels the light, that everybody feels loved, that we can set a calm atmosphere, and did that intentionally. And it works. It really works when you become the mindset, the conscious creator of that reality around you. Other people, because they're not consciously living that way, will react to it. And that to me is the joy of doing this work, helping people have more light in their life.
I love that. I love that. Sabina, I love how you were sharing about, really going down this journey of feeling like I'm doing something really big here, and it's the cancer journey, but there's that feeling of, do I want to be fighting, or and we find this when we're in spaces in our life of, I really feel like I was in that masculine sense of always thinking, well, if I hit my head against the wall, which that's like I would work until my body hurt. And I thought, okay, I did a very good job today, and I was patting myself on the back with this. But I do understand what you're saying, and it's so different than what I understood before, is the knowing where you are, seeing it, and knowing that, like, release, let go, step into something because your body's talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes,
appreciate that, my friend.
absolutely. And again, checking in constantly. How do I feel? How do I react? How do I want to feel? Is this how I want to be, and how can I change it? It's a conscious living, moment to moment to moment. And this is where mindfulness practice is so important, because it teaches you to stay in the moment and not go off on tangents. Not that I don't do, but nobody's perfect. But I love what it's a sentence that the Ben, a channeled entity, says. It doesn't matter how good you are. You don't need to be the expert. It only matters how quickly you can come back to where you want to be. And that is the work. How quickly can you come back?
Yeah. Because we can take ourselves down if we're being hard on ourselves. Because do you hear this in social situations? We may say something, and then somebody will look at you like what? And you go, oh yeah, I said something that maybe got skewed or whatever, and then we can totally take ourselves out of the conversation and just go, why did I do that? Why? Because I know socially we can get those situations, but I love how you're saying, bring it back around. How quickly can you feel that you're ready to go back in that conversation and come back the way that, okay, just come back the way that you want to.
Yeah. And it's a very loving way when you think that way, because you're not judging yourself. You're just saying, okay, I fell off the wagon. Let me get back on. Let me get back on faster. And not judge what you did, why you did, what happened. It doesn't matter. Just get back. I know where I want to be. That's where I want to get back as fast as possible.
I like how Linda Shively, she's like, oh, thumbs up, thumbs up. This is good stuff. Anything else? Do you want to, we got some more minutes, or do you want to do just kind of a flow of meditation? What do you feel that is helping serve this space for us today. And by the way, the Fresh Inspiration Show, Sabina and I've been friends for a while, and she said, Rhonda, are you going to like really like just, just throw something out there? And I said, no. But you're ready for whatever I'm going to ask you, because this really is like a imperfect, beautiful place to be.
Yes, the little joke there is way early when I was on my first Fresh Inspiration show. I had no idea what was going to come. And we were talking, and Rhonda just said, would you do a meditation for us? And I just looked at her, deer in the headlight, going, really? Me?
And so showing good enough, huh?
And then I did. And now it's a standing joke, because yes, I can. And now I can do it at the drop of a hat.
Drop of a hat, my friend. Give us a good flow here, my friend. I know
what
I've excellent
prepared is, I've mentioned that I'm a light body teacher. Light body is an expanded energy system. If you've worked with chakras, you are on a specific level of energy around your body. Most of us don't walk through the world going, okay, what's my chakra doing? What's my solar plexus doing? Although that is a really good one to watch, because that's where your ego sits. Or how open is my heart? Those are really good ones to watch. But this is an expanded system, and it's an energy you step in and then you flow out into the world. I can't teach that. This is a year-long program, but I can talk to you about how do you pull light down, because we all want to be more light-filled, more radiant, because the more we shine out, the more people will respond. So I've got a kind of a little journey ready for you. If you want to join me, sit back, be comfortable, close your eyes, and take a nice deep breath in, and focus on your breath going in and out. When thoughts come in, and they will, just notice them, but don't judge, just push them gently aside. So now imagine a cord attached to the tip of your tailbone. Feel that cord descending down into Mother Earth, down, deep, deep down into the core, all the way to the crystalline core of Mother Earth, and your cord connects there. And then warm, nurturing energy of Mother Earth comes up to fill you and stabilize you, and just radiant warmth goes through your body. And now reach up high through your crown chakra. Reach up into the light of the universe, towards your higher self. There is radiant, beautiful light that is now flowing into your crown chakra. It fills your head, your brain, your throat, your chest cavity. It flows down your spine and fills your organs and your whole body. Open your heart, feel it wide open, to allow that light energy that is coming down from the universe through your heart, and feel that light radiance filling your whole body, flowing out through your heart, your chakras, and filling the layers of your aura around you, slowly filling it, your aura with light energy, growing more and more, shimmering, radiant. Your most inner light layers, those that hug close to your body and show your energy, show your excitement, show your life, joy of life, that layer begins to glow and fill with more and more shimmering radiance. Feel your energy vibrations go higher and higher and finer. Reach beyond that energy field to sense the energies that surround you, and feel yourself connecting to higher energies that vibrate higher and higher with more and more radiance. You are now filled with a bright, shimmering light. This light is that you now shine out into the world through your open heart. sense how others people's energies are attracted to that light you are shining. They are flowing towards you. They want to connect to your higher vibration, to that shimmering light. They too want to grow and expand their light vibration to become as beautiful and radiant and shining as you are now. Know that you can tap into this light at any time during the day. It is yours to access. It is yours to fill yourself up to radiant shimmer and to disperse it into the world. Take a deep breath in, slowly breathe out, and come back to the earth plane. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And this is a beautiful exercise during the day. Just take yourself out for a few minutes, especially when it gets hectic or when you feel brrr, and just take yourself out, take deep breaths, and really imagine pulling down that universal light into your own layer, into your own sphere, and then walk back out feeling that you are bringing light and joy into the world.
Light and joy. Sabina, Linda, Cheryl, Janine, Shannon want to share, and also the Fresh Inspiration Show. Please share your ahas. Anybody want to share? Linda Shively, you had a heart up. I had my hand on my heart. I was like, oh, I feel that.
That was
Sabina, excellent.
beautiful, Sabine. Thank you.
Thank you.
It really, I could feel the connection and get that energy, that light. So
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for helping us start our day that way.
Good.
I
Yes.
just want to say that when I look at Sabine, you can see the light coming out of her, can't you? Look at her. She's just,
Thank you.
everything about her, her clothes, her background, it's all about light. At least that's what I see. And it's beautiful to see that and feel it as well as hear your words. So thank you for that. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Sharon.
Anybody else want to share? So beautiful. Sabina, where are we able to connect with you? I did put some links in here as I know how to personally connect with you. I gave your personal information, phone number, address. Just kidding, my friend.
Okay. Yes. You can connect with my website, www.spiritdance.energy. It's also on Facebook at Spirit Dance Energy, and my email is sabina@spiritdance.energy.
Yeah, and notice it's the dot energy instead of recognize. That's not .com or any of the other.
Yeah.
It's energy.
When I saw that extension, I thought they made it for me. I didn't realize it was actually for the energy industry.
Oh no, it is. No. We're reusing it. This is what it's about. It's the energy and
Yes.
our flow. We're renaming it, repurposing it. My friend, thank you. Every time you come into the Fresh Inspiration Show, Sabina and I work together. And we were just communicating about the flow and what was happening in this experience. And the Fresh Inspiration Show, do you notice how you are consistently growing? I know being in this community, it's like, yeah, I really want that. And so Sabina and I were talking about that just recently, and it just felt so good. Wasn't it a great, juicy conversation, Sabina, just connecting that way?
Yes, absolutely. It's one of the reasons I love working with you and with this group of women, because we all help raise our vibrations, expand. And I know I've grown a lot because of the work I've done through this community, and really, really appreciate that.
I've grown a lot by watching you too, my friend. It's a definitely a give or take energy. Sabine Goerke-Shrode, thank you. You're known as having the 7 steps to joy. There was a time when Sabina, she talked about this, struggled with negative mindset. And by the way, sometimes your good friends point this out, because I was talking about this as we were getting Sabina out there for this month, is that a good friend of hers said, you know what, you're negative. And Sabina's like, whoa. So, ouch.
The
She
most
realized,
negative mindset I've ever encountered were her words, and it stopped me in my tracks.
Mm.
You know, when you get moments like that in your life, somebody says something and you go, oh God, I don't want to be that way. What can I do? And the universe just throws in what you can do, and you step into it. And then suddenly it starts unfolding. And that's what happened to me. And I'm so grateful to that friend for that moment, because it shifted my life.
I love truth, Sabina. You know, when from the heart sense, I love, and that's, you're ready to listen. You weren't in battle and said, oh, you're not my friend anymore. You really listened. And so it says that Sabina realized this breakthrough about good enough. It's a higher level than just good enough. She learned and then created the spirit energy shifter tools for personal breakthrough. So you actually got to the Fresh Inspiration Show, experience some tools here. Sabine Goerke-Shrode, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Feel that? We're in the 9 o'clock hour. Guess what? We got another person up for you, and it's all about mindset transformation entertainment. It's about you, the Fresh Inspiration Show, and it's also about the individual stars of the show. When I started this show 3.5 years ago, I had no idea how much I wanted to keep growing, because it just like gets infectious. So if you're having fun, get up and dance and wake it up and shake it out and just do it. Do it. Live your life in the way that you want to. You know, when I was a CPA, it was walk straight. Do I look good? Uh-oh, my chin's going down here. Oh, my hair's not perfect. Okay, now I'm looking good. And then you walk. You know what these days are all about? I'm at Bel Air shopping, and I'm like, oh man, shake it out a bit. And I go and talk to somebody, hey, how's it going? And you connect and you look at people and you go, hello. Hello. And you become you. So I'm so excited to bring in Shannon Sundberg. And what I'm saying, tell me if it connects with you. Tell me if you show up that way. There's some things you want to work on. Because you say, hey, my friend didn't tell me I'm a negative person, but I'm catching on to some things here, because there is no embarrassment. It's all about discovery. And when you do that, you become so powerful. So you just keep confessing your stuff, because it really isn't a sizzle. It's a sizzle for you and awareness. But we're also used to hearing it, because we're on every day of discovery. So come along, the Fresh Inspiration Show. Let's keep on playing. Shannon Sundberg, my friend. So happy to have you here. So we'll be sharing her years of experience in the health industry as she shares tools around her daily practices, Ula, Reiki, essential oil herbalist, and grow your green. So it's like I was talking about how I'm in the health industry and I'm talking about money. You better believe it. Shannon's right there talking about health, and she's talking about money. And today, she's bringing all that in. So her words are going to be very full around that component, the flow. And you're going to notice she shows up differently than me. So you get to hear her expertise, because it's different than what I have. And you're going to be able to hear the nuances of a special story that she's going to share with you today. So give yourself water, pen, paper. Make sure you're using the handout that I gave you. Use your journal. But she's going to share a story with you. Allow yourself to think about your stories, and it'll give you some good juice in how you're going to be discovering some more things about you. So let's go into our second person of the 9 o'clock hour. Shannon Sunburg, welcome in.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome, my friend.
Oh, I'm excited to be here, and I love so many things that have already been shared are just really resonating. And have me thinking about the I am good enough. And that was something, like I've shared a story before about how I intuitively knew I was going to win a TV one time in a raffle. That, don't worry, roommates, we don't need to buy a TV. I'm going to win one. And I did. And I remember feeling confident in that. And so years later, when I was questioning the intuitive nature, I was purposefully ignoring my intuition because it was telling me something that I didn't want to believe. It was telling me something I didn't want to know. And so even through, the last hour I've been on, just like reflecting on, like, why didn't I have that confidence like I did with that TV? And it was that question of, well, maybe this intuitiveness, I'm just not good at it yet. Like, maybe that's just telling me a story and I don't need to believe that. I'll see if something else comes up. And so it was really interesting because I was ignoring what my intuition was telling me about my own body. I had been struggling with infertility, struggling with getting pregnant, and month after month, when it wasn't happening, it kept saying, there's something going on, there's something wrong, there's something going on. And that meant I had to go do something. And I felt like it was taking away my hope of, when they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Hi, I want to be a wife and mom and homemaker. Like that was my dream. And while I had gotten the wife part down, that mom part was that real focus of what would complete me is how I felt. So as it didn't happen, every month there was a little drop of disappointment that added to another drop of disappointment, to another drop of disappointment. And as the years went on, and I say years, that I ignored this intuition telling me there's something wrong. But I didn't want to hear that because of that expectation of, look, my friends are having kids. Oh, look, they're having second kids. Oh, look, they're having third kids. It seems so easy for everybody else. And so I was doing what was expected, and I was comparing myself to, oh, look, it just happened for them. But do I really know if it just happened? I don't know. And as I started taking away the comparison, because I was definitely going into a darker mindset. And as that was happening, it was happening at a very slow rate, but over time it accumulates. So that toxic, my body frequency is lower because I'm being resentful to my own body for not working properly. And so eventually I started to shift my mindset because I started thinking, if I don't have someone to nurture, then I need to come back and take care of myself. because this isn't going to happen. And it was interesting how it came about, where I just stopped doing what was expected of me. Oh, you have to talk to your doctor about that before you do that. No, I don't. Because it's me and it's my body. And so I'm going to do this, and I decided to get back out into nature. I was planning this trip to go to Ireland and, hike across and just spend time in a lot of green and a lot of nature and clear my head. And in making that decision, it was very unexpected. And everyone was like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. But really, I just stopped doing what was the norm or the typical path. And I realized that my path is never going to be typical, that my path is my own. And so in releasing the expectations and going, you know what, I'm not going to compare because I'm not the same as any of these people. I can't compare like, oh yeah, doing this and doing that, and oh, sports and this and that. That's not gonna, nothing's gonna compare. I have to be myself. I have to heal my mind before I can heal my body. And so as I started working on that mindset piece of, my body said, take better care of me. And so I started doing things to support my body, looking at, why am I fatigued all the time? Start listening to my body and what it had been telling me for years. Guess what? You have adrenal fatigue. Guess what? You have something going on that's much deeper. Guess what? You're ending up in the ER a couple of times. Maybe you need to take a look and see what's going on. Oh, look, you have endometriosis. Guess what? You need a surgery because pregnancy isn't going to happen with that going on. Guess what? You should have listened to me 10 years ago. Now, it didn't really say that. It said, oh, thank you. I'm feeling better. So as I listened, it started saying, thank you. And as I planned for this trip to go to Ireland, Christmas came around and I'm like, yes, I need my walking sticks. I need these boots. I need this day pack. So excited to get all of those as gifts and getting ready, and just bringing it all together. I was feeling like myself again. I wasn't feeling like this person just doing what, like a robot. I didn't feel like a robot anymore. Like, just do what's expected, go down this path, because that was the path for other people. That wasn't going to be the path for me. So it comes around that I'm supposed to put my deposit down for this trip, and I'm feeling sick. So I figure, okay, once this flu gets done, I'll go in and do that. I'll put the deposit down with the agency that I'm going to go to Ireland with. But the flu went on for a little bit longer. And so I finally went into the doctor and was like, okay. And I was very hesitant to go to the doctor because, again, it's like, what is expected? But I did go in, and they were like, well, it's not really the flu. It's like this thing called pregnancy. And I remember thinking, and I remember saying this to my doctor, going, you know what? I'm so sorry someone messed up in your lab. Please don't get anyone in trouble, but like that's not accurate. So like, let's just get on. Do I need antibiotics? Do I have a kidney infection? Like, what's going on? And she was like, no, really, like, this is it. Like, whatever you did in the last 6 months worked.
Whatever you did, Shannon, worked.
Yes. And it was stepping away from the expectations of going down the same path as everybody else, following in footsteps that weren't mine. So I needed to go down my own path, listen to the intuition, trust and have faith that it's telling me what I need to do. And when I did do that, my dream of what I wanted to be when I grew up came true. And I live that dream every day. Now, I'm not a homemaker because I love supporting and helping others. And so I love supporting, raising the vibration, having people support their bodies and listening to their bodies, listening to their intuition. So bringing the mindset, and that mind, body, spirit is so important. I don't know where I would be if I didn't make that connection for myself and then carry it forward. And, like I said, I dropped my son off at school and came here. And that is like, I was reflecting, I'm like, that is the start of the best day for me.
Yay.
So connecting and trusting and having faith in yourself. So I am good enough. I'm amazing. I love being a mom. I love being a wife. I love nurturing others after I take care of myself and do my own self-love.
You just cracked me up in such a deep sense. I can't stop giggling over here. And the reason is you bring up so many layers of the, like, oh, no, you can't. No, somebody's in trouble over there in the lab. Don't tell me that I'm pregnant. How dare you
Mhm.
tell me that I'm pregnant? Now, I don't want to get anybody else in trouble.
Mhm.
But there's something else. I've had the flu it's been at least a month. It won't go away. I love your sense of humor around something that was so deep.
Mhm.
So what I'm getting from this space, Shannon, as you're closing off your conversation today, is I just want to say thank you. Thank you for showing up in a vulnerable space, talking about the intuition and knowing that, you're diagnosed with different things when you went to ER, and then you had endometriosis, and you are like, okay, that's what it is. That's my diagnosis. That's what's happening. But the truth is that whatever you did the past however long, that worked. And it's like, oh yeah, not besides having the SEX, because that's the part of bringing us together, but that's the exterior part. That's the part that, that we know, okay, this is what happens, but you actually went in there at some point and your intuition was, body, take care of it. What's this? And I really appreciate you bringing that up as you are in the health and wellness, and how that brings up how you utilize your oils, how you utilize your spiritual sense, the third level of Reiki, like understanding how intuition is one of the largest components of your day-to-day. So thank you, my friend. That's what I got out of it. And every day I try to work with my intuition, and I notice if I don't, I try, because it starts off with the morning routine is what I believe. But if I don't fully get in there or something, Shannon, I really feel like there's just still a monkey mind, and I'm still on the exterior, or I'm doing that chatter that keeps coming up in cycles. So thanks for reminding me to make sure I'm using my tools. And did those tools work? Do you need to add some more layers? And the Fresh Inspiration Show, I go over to Shannon's location. I live in Sacramento. Every other month I go to Petaluma. It's 2 hours, sometimes it can be 2.5 hours sometimes. And I get some work done because she has a location in Petaluma. So if you're around that area, and she does virtual stuff too, but if you're around that area, you'll want to go check her out, because she has this beautiful raindrop journey she takes you on. She can cleanse your feet and be able to excrete stuff out of your body, but there's so many more components, touch points that are, you can hear in Shannon's sense that she really works a lot on the vibration and being able to bring in intuition. Shannon, where can we find you?
My website is shannonsundbergcoach.com. And also, please, on Facebook, you can friend request me. I also have a business page, Soily Aromatics, Energetics, and Mentoring.
I love that, my friend. And I'm pasting some stuff in here. And
Yeah.
the Fresh Inspiration Show stars, I have links that are here. But I would love for you to come and interact with the community after the show. Make sure that if there's some components that you missed, our community loves when you go back in there, and just being able to nurture it more and more. So I want to make sure you know that too. Anybody else want to speak to the arena of some of the things that Shannon brought up? Because it was one story, but there were so many layers there. Anybody want to add in any of the stars of the show?
I can completely relate to losing my relationship with intuition. I just get busy. You keep doing working, busy, and it's so easy to lose. So I love your journey of how you've reconnected with it. And I know that's something I've been wanting to do also, is reconnect with that intuition. I mean, I have it, but it's not as clear as I want it to be. And I know the body has a lot to do with that. Like, I have to pay more attention to my body. So I'm working on that currently. So thank you for affirming I'm on the right path.
I love your curiosity, Janine, coming in today. Just incredible. And then also authenticity. I am loving on you, my friend, because we are all in a learning experience, and you're going to bring up some wonderful expertise area. But I love the authenticity, because I'm always doing these things where people are like, well, why are you a health coach if you're still stuck in that? And it's like, exactly, because I want to tell you that I am stuck, and you're going to find that you have your ups and downs too. So thank you, Janine, for sharing that.
My pleasure.
Linda?
Yeah, I wanted to chime in. Intuition is something that I'm continuing to tap into, because yes, there are moments where I definitely was not tuned into my intuition, but when it does come and I follow it, it's amazing what happens. So yeah, thank you for sharing your story today, Shannon.
I know that this is a show and we think that should all be dynamic, but please hold your space for a moment. With this is really big stuff. Give yourself a breath, give yourself a breather, see where you are right now. Thank you, Linda, so much for sharing that. I know, I heard somebody else may want to talk to. Linda, when you and I, but when we were getting prepared for the show, you and I got to be together in the community for 15 minutes. And the story that you shared, we're going to hear some tidbits, I bet, about that today. But I love how you brought up just now about the intuition. So make sure after the show, if Linda doesn't, she's probably not going to talk about everything we did in the 15-minute discussion. Also, you'll find her. Just go down the timeline of the this group, this community, and you'll learn even more about her. Catch everybody, because everybody's been in here. We've been doing extra videos. Linda, thank you for sharing that. That really is, knowing your story, that's very deep. I appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you,
Sabina has something. Sabina, please share, my friend.
Sorry about that. Yeah, thank you for sharing that story. That resonated a lot with me. I too went through infertility treatment, and the hormones didn't give me a baby, but it gave me the cancer. So, my body really told me that it needed to be loved and listened to. It's been a long, long journey learning how to be authentic to my body and to talk to it and say, okay, what do you need? Not what do I want? But it's also fascinating to me, and this is where your Reiki is so important, that illnesses start energetically at very high levels. And if we don't address those levels way up here, they'll sink down and they'll sink down and they'll sink down. And then eventually they'll manifest in an illness. So the work you're doing, and I'm a Reiki master myself, is really helping address issues at much higher levels. And that's part of the intuition, this knowing there's something that I'm not doing right, that's something that maybe I can shift something. How can I get help? So more power to you for doing that work and living your results. Beautiful.
Sabina, I like how you said about getting help. I was in a big ego sense, and it took a while for me to get out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about, taking care of myself, meaning in another way. Oh, I can do it. I can do it all by myself. And I know being with my husband for 23 years, I show up so differently. And he's like, who is this loving being? Who I love this. But when we met 23 years ago, we were both like that. That's why he loved me then too. It was like perfect for him. It was like, okay, let's battle it out passive aggressively. So we didn't really, I thought I had like the perfect relationship. And so Sabine, I love how we're talking about different layers here and words and phrases. And Shannon, you did an incredible job today sharing a vulnerable story and how to actually play with this whole thing about intuition. So Sabina, thanks for that insight. And also Sabina, when you were up, I really love when you talk about crystals, my friend. Just because you love on them. I know it's not something you go, well, I need to teach that, but I know in your energy work. Oh, look at that. I can feel everybody breathe that in.
Big one.
All right. So you got to spend some time with us. What do you think? Did you start seeing yourself in different ways? Maybe showing you like what wanted to be revealed finally? I would love to hear you have links down below to be able to decide who you want to go meet at their website, send them an email, how to get connected with the Fresh Inspiration Show. You're going to have so much fun doing the next steps. Also, you get a recipe of the month, and it's a theme to help you work within your liver and healing. And I share with that all throughout this time. So I hope you enjoyed the special stuff with each expert, and then also the recipe and getting to know Origins, our sponsor. But this is all fun stuff. This is why I do what I love to do. Have an insightful day, and I'm so happy you're here for our show.